That's Miss Joanfrances Boyle, one of my favorite ladies. She has 31 years experience as a psychic medium, mind navigational speaker, past life surrogacy expert. She's been featured in national newspapers, magazine, interviewed on TV and radio in connection with spiritual awakening, past life surrogacy, and dream analysis. She's a psychic property surveyor, intuitive life purpose consultant, intuitive life coach, dimensional nucleus activator, target remote viewer. Girl, this is a whole resume. Core color personality, color life palette consult, color life palette Reiki master, clinical hypnotherapist, firewalker, paranormal investigator. She does one-on-one groups, and she is tailored to your needs, and she's working on a book right now she's completing called Past Life Surrogacy, Cutting the Edge of Karma. She's going to be speaking today, and so hold on to your seats, and she's going to give you some great updates. And what are you going to be teaching us today, my friend?
We're going to talk about the dimensional nucleus activation.
Oh, teach me something new. So go for it. She is a Scottish seer. She's all the way from Scotland, and she's getting quite booked today. So guys, go room number 2 if you want to have a session. Go for it, Miss Joanfrances.
Yeah, it's very busy in room 2. Okay. So blessings, everybody. Thank you for being here today. Thank you, Sheri, for that lovely intro. And also, so today it's all about making the connections to the nucleus vibration of yourself. So many years ago, actually probably over 40 years ago now, I'll say it that way, my higher vibration was reconnected. Now, one thing I want to make perfectly clear here to everybody is that you already have the 12 strands of beautiful DNA. Now, we talk about them being DNA. For me, it's the dimensional nucleus of yourself. And the vibration of your strands for the human body is only 2 strands. Now, not even going to get into the human 2 strands at this point, because I want to focus on the 10 that's still sitting there. And for many, many people, they're dormant. They're there, but they're not truly activated at this point. So in other words, they are not action-packed. Okay, so they're not giving you the right messages, or they're not giving you the right amplification, because it's more about the amplification of your energy. So if you wanted to, start to connect in, then these strands are basically, they are there. So in a moment, it's about, or think about it for a moment, I should say, it's like turning the dial and getting the right frequency. So once you've got the right frequency, it's like the vibration becomes so strong, and these strands connect up to the soul's, more or less the soul's, oh my God, I forgot my word here. It's more about the anatomy of the soul. So when we talk about the anatomy of the soul, connecting with the dimensional nucleus of yourself, then these strands connect up vibrationally to your chakras. And what actually happens is that as an activation, for me, is doing an activation is like connecting to your energy. And then when I connect to your energy, then I look at the 2 strands, the first 2 strands, which always connect up into your solar plexus, because your solar plexus chakra is actually the amplification of your defense system. So when we talk about this chakra, we always talk about, connecting to the power of your mind, as in the academic mind. It connects up into your eyesight as a human eyesight. It connects up into your central core nervous system. And it also is your energetic defense system. So this is a part of you when you all of a sudden you get a feeling, oh, what's that? Something's happening, or you think something's going on, and then all of a sudden a person appears, into your vicinity, and this is a defense system. And the more that you can push that defense system out, is the more that you actually become aware of all the different sort of frequencies that's going on around you. So the first activation strand always connects up into the solar plexus chakra, because that's the one that stabilizes your system. It stabilizes your central core nervous system. It stabilizes the power of your mind. In other words, it actually opens the mind, not the brain, but the mind. It opens up the mind energy so that you can channel in that extra energy. But it also expands your defense system. In other words, your auric field defense system, so that you're capable of taking on board the more vastness of the energy. In other words, the higher frequency that goes on. The second strand always connects up into the heart chakra. And when it connects up into the heart chakra, we now have the basis of the compassion for yourself, but it's also the compassion for other people as well. But also, it now starts to connect into your endocrine system. And as it connects up into the endocrine system, it means then that the structure, the chemical structure of the body becomes more. Your cells are 40% of chemicals, 60% of light. That's how I've always been taught it. It's how I always see it. And therefore, if your cell light vibration goes down, in other words, it starts to diminish. That's how illness starts to take place in the human body. But this actually starts to activate the light back in. So it's, in other words, it's like switching you on, and bringing all those electrical lights, vibrational electrical lights up into your cells. But by doing that, you then start to increase the capacity for you as an individual, but also as a dynamic being, because now you can start to, the frequency is on all these other levels of activation. Now, for me, over the years, in doing this with many hundreds, maybe thousands and thousands of people now, it's the fact that it depends on the next set of strands of what happens for you and what happens for you as an individual. And at first, when I was doing this and being shown how to do it, I used to think it would be the same for every single person, but because 10 strands of energetic, you think, well, the 10 strands are going to be the same for everybody else. No, it's like your DNA is so connected to you as an individual, and it's the same coming from the soul level, and that vibrational energy now, and it depends on which other strands connect up first. After those first two is the same for everybody, but after that, it then depends on the next strands of then what's happening for that person. And it's not so much about your wants, needs and desires of the conscious mind thinking, oh, I would like a new car, or I would like this, or I would like that. No, it's very much about the power of the soul's journey. And it's all about giving you what you need to complete that life purpose. So if you are on your pathway, then it's going to amplify that pathway for you. And if you're struggling to find the pathway, then it's going to show you the pathway. It's going to give you the energy and direct your core energy towards what you need to do to achieve your life purpose. But then it's also that moment of the changes that will actually take place. So these changes that come around is profound. They're very profound. And for some people, they're life-altering, because all of a sudden they come into that full awareness of what they need to do or want to do. Because, most people will say the word need. You don't need to do anything. But it's a want. It's a want to fulfill that destiny. And this is the power of the human core, really. We always want to succeed. We always want to have that drive, that passion to do more. As a human being, we're never really satisfied. We're always thinking there's more, but that's because we're designed that way. We are designed to evolve, and the evolution of yourself starts within your core. And that core energy is really what we first were. Evolution of the human being over the many, many centuries and thousands and millions of years has always been that we will strive to do again and again. We have had lost worlds, lost societies. We have came from different parallel existences. We have came from other galactic sides of possibly even the other side of the universe. But we found ourselves here. We are here on Earth. And that's the powerful moment for us, is to identify that we are here, but also to take off the shackles of the mind of where we think we're a human and we're restricted. We're not. We are this amazing sensual being and full of all this wonderful experiences and energy to create those experiences. Just if we had to tap in again to that higher frequency of ourselves. I work by the 14 dimensions to the 14 chakra system. And if we can tap into those higher frequencies, because the 14th dimension is all about the gateway to the universe. So we could do teleportation, projective teleportation. I've already experienced that. There's loads of stuff out there of my experience with projective teleportation, going to Mars, connecting with the light energy and communicating with the extraterrestrial, as I called, but I was the extraterrestrial because I was then on Mars. Think about that one. Where now NASA is actually there in Mars, actually trying to make that same connection. And I already did it 32 years ago. And it's already broadcast. It's on YouTube, it's on my Facebook, it's on everywhere. And it's been out there for a long time now. But 32 years, there's testimonies from other people of that. So we can go to other galaxies. We can make that journey to other places in this galaxy out with this Earth, what we call Earth. So we can do teleportation. We can do, some people will do astral traveling, but teleportation is far more in my book. Please forgive me. Don't mean to offend anybody, but it's far more because you're there, you're interacting. It's on demand, if you put it that way. It's on demand. So you could do that. We can tap into the frequencies and these higher frequencies again of light language. I hear light language. I write light language. I don't speak it. I don't know why, but I don't speak it. Maybe I will in the future, but I write light language. I always have. When I do past life surrogacy reveals, in the part of the part of that session is that I do what we term as a restoration. Once the life is revealed, it's that part is from the 14th dimension of frequency. That part of that restoration is I write in the book of life through light language. So you can tap into all these frequencies. And that's us taking it to that ultimate moment there. There are so much when we tap into the 10 strands of our dimensional nucleus energy. That nucleus meaning it's the activation of our soul. And of course, then we can connect and, we can do all sorts of different things, but it depends on what it is that you have to achieve. Those strands will already be there. They're already there. And sometimes we can activate these just by thinking of them. And that's why today I wanted to connect up into my room. And I thought, why not? What an amazing moment this weekend to actually do that for people. And I was doing sessions on it and going to charge, but I'm now saying, come in, we can do a full session on it. activate your energy. And whether we do it after this talk, or I think I'll do it as my fun time in the fun room, and just come in, and whoever comes in, if they are willing, you can have that activation. We could do it as a group. I have did that many times, where the group activation, and it's so powerful. It's very, very powerful. So be prepared. The energy is always amazing when we're doing that. So if you want, in the fun room today, I must get the time again. I've not got it in front of me. I'm a bad girl. I should have it in front of me. But today in the fun room, we can actually put that into practice. And it's just such a wonderful time. We're in the throes of the human evolution. And we have been there for many, many years. We have actually been 6 p.m. Thank you, Sheri. 6 p.m. in the fun room. I was going to talk about the stories of past life, and we can do that. You can come and talk to me about it. But if you want the activations, we can do the activations. But the thing for me is that we are in this amazing time. And I know people talk about COVID and the depression of COVID. I actually feel it's different. For me, I actually feel this is a time of where we are and we're evolving as human beings. And this is a moment of capturing where we can tap into the essence within ourselves and allow ourselves to evolve. For me, I have loved this year. I have to say it. I have loved it. I have not done anything different. I have not felt isolated. I have not felt any of these things that people talk about. I love it. I have been working on Zoom for 6 years, so it's not new to me, to work in this way with groups of people. And I work with groups of people all over the world. And for me, it's exciting because more people are now thinking, I need to tap into my energy. I need to get my energy going. And that to me is exciting. That's what I feel everyone should be focusing on, and allowing ourselves to evolve as spiritual beings. We are a human having this amazing experience of being incarnated and finding our ways to release anything that is holding us back. The dimensional nucleus activation side of things releases a lot of stuff for a person. Doesn't matter, whether you are feeling lost or feeling that, that you're not good enough or fearful of making commitments and various things like that. Just like our incarnations in the past can give us the same experiences, a dimensional nucleus activation can actually spontaneously release that stuff because your frequency of energy. Now, I also have an auric camera. So I have an aura video station, and I have put that, I've had that for, God, I don't know, way back. Too many years going back now. It was one of the very first one. His name was Johannes, and he created the aura video station. And I've done loads of experiments with it, where we've mapped the energy of a person, we've done activations, and literally the scanner went off the charts. It actually bounced off. It was going off. It was actually literally going off screen because it couldn't go any higher. And I spoke to Johannes about it, and he said, who are these people? Because we've never had anybody that high before. And when I told him, he was like, oh gosh, we're going to have to remodify our stuff. So that just shows you how we can take the energy of where you are right now and literally move up, into that wonderful vibration of where we can become and feel whole and allow ourselves to still pioneer on to help other people. And that's what light workers do. We're pioneers, and we pioneer, we break the ground for other people. And I have been a pioneer my whole life. I can remember back to when I was only knee high to my mother, and even then, my mother would tell me the stories of how I would say things that would help the neighbours and help my mother's friends, and they would all come round for tea, and they would always have say, "Is she coming in?" And I was nicknamed Joni. So is Joni coming in? You know, and it's that whole process of I would come in and just sit down. And my world was a world of colour. I've always saw auras and chakras, and I would just tell them all about that. I never knew until I was 11 years old that other people didn't see the way I saw. It saddened me for a moment, but then I thought, I have to learn more. And I did. And I watched and I learned and I listened and watched and learned again and again and again. And that's why today I do the work that I do. And that's why I'm blessed, and I thank the universe for blessing me with all the gifts that I have got. And I, believe me, I put all of them to good use. Okay. So is there any questions that anybody would like to ask? I know I've got 5 minutes or so here. So, and I know I can go to my room, but I just want to open it up. If anybody has a question, in case I've missed something, I don't want to miss anything. So if anybody has any questions, please unmute yourself and just make yourself known to me. No questions.
Well, actually, they're going to follow you back to your room.
Yes,
for
I know.
Q&A. So, because I have to do introductions and bring on the next speaker in 5 minutes.
Okay.
So I always allow 5 minutes between each speaker.
Okay.
So thank you, Miss Joanfrances. Please follow her
Namaste.
to room number 14. If you want to see her privately, go to room number 2. Angela's booking appointments to have an experience with her. And then you'll be seeing her at 6 o'clock in the fun room.
Mhm.
Okay, so would you like to offer a door prize today?
Oh gosh, yes, I nearly forgot. Yes, my door prize is a 30-minute 30-minute reading with myself. You could have that today, or you can book in for a different time. And I'll just write down a number.
Okay.
It's 100, isn't it?
0 to 100. What Joan's going to do right now, Joanfrances is going to write down a number on a piece of paper, and I want you guys to, you know what to do. You write in the chat the number for those who've been with us before. The closest person to win to the number that she put is going to get a session with her. My God. So what is the value of this session?
Normally a private reading would be $111 for 30 minutes.
Okay, valued at $111. Put in the chat a number if you want to win a session. I'm going to start counting down. I'll give you 5, 4. Write down a number right now in the chat, 0 to 100, if you want to win a gift. You can redeem it today. You just have to go to room number 2 to book your session. Okay, so I'm going to stop. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands up. Okay, Joan. Frances, go ahead. What is your number?
Oh, you can't see it there. 52.
52. We have
52.
We have Catherine, 45. 46.
50. There's somebody with 50. When?
Oh, Wendy has a 50.
Yeah.
Looks like she got it out of a 52.
Yeah.
Yep. So Wendy Miller, congratulations. If you can, please put your email in the chat, or send it to me privately, and that way we can make sure that you're connected to Angela, and you can redeem your session today. If you want, just write down in the chat. You can write it publicly or privately. Congratulations, and thank you so much, Joanfrances. All right. So Catherine, Wendy Miller, you didn't write nothing down yet, but I'll find it because I have everybody's email address. So thank you so much.
Fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And coming up next, we have Julian Michael, the famous numerologist.